sector. And now let's talk about the sector that's been really in the shits. Um, Automotive industry, transportation in Russia is basically dead. I've just yesterday I've seen the news that in Belarus they're selling some Lada car for $40,000. $40,000. That's insane. That's like only recently I've watched Doug Demura on YouTube, and he was saying that in the United States right now the average price of the car is around 40 like $2,000. So in Belarus they're selling fucking Lada, which is like low level, like fucking Renault or like something like that, for 40K. Like, who the fuck is gonna buy it? And I think they've built only 800 of them. So they're building right now from the company who's been selling like thousands and thousands of cars to the company who's building less cars than some like brands like fucking Ferrari or Lamborghini. This is a total collapse of Russian automotive industry. There are not like 96% drop of sales of just passenger cars. That's just dead end industry. That's it. They can't buy. They don't produce anything by themselves. Even those factories with the cars that have been sort of alright, like again, like this Lada or something like that. It was a joint venture with Renault, with Fiat, I think, and I think Renault and Fiat, right, or something like that. And now that those countries and those manufacturers basically exited this deal. Yes, okay, they have still the factory and so on and so forth, but they will not have electrical components that they need. They will not have anti-braking system, like stabilizing system. They will not have even airbags. We've talked about it in previous episodes. So that's just dead. While in Europe we're talking about like Euro 5, Euro 6 standards. Apparently in Russia they've allowed those cars to be Euro 2 standards. So it means that if you buy that car, you will not be able to drive it to anywhere basically besides Russia. You will not be able to drive that car into Europe, for example. Even probably to Asia either. So that's that. Dead. Just dead industry. And this industry employed quite a lot of people. And right now I think they're still being paid to some extent. I'm not sure because often like instead of firing people, those big corporations, Russian factories, so on and so forth, nationalized one, to create this view that we are like socially responsible corporations, socially responsible factories, socially responsible government in general. We're not gonna fire people completely, so we're not gonna leave them out of the job at all, but we're gonna drastically reduce their salary, for example, or they're gonna work instead of like 5-6 days, they're gonna work like 3 days a week, and we're gonna pay sort of the salary that reflects that. So we're gonna pay not like, let's just say like instead of like $700, we're gonna pay them 350 or 300. They're gonna work less, or they're gonna work the same but like just for lower salary. Depends how it's done. But we're not gonna fire them. So we're not gonna like create this spike in statistics, in the national statistic of unemployment. But in reality, people are still being unemployed. Basically unemployed, or some of them unemployed, or some of them just partially employed. Even though like in the statistics on a national level, it's not going to be reported properly. So that's that. That's just basically death of Russian automotive industry, and um and wait, no, wait. I was definitely. Oh yeah, this one, these two. automotive insurers already can't find proper replacement parts, spare parts. About 10% of clients already, that was reported a week ago on 17th of August 2022. About 10% of clients don't basically wait for repairs; they just take money and just leave it. And that's already, we're in August right now. We're in August right now, and the sanctions haven't been even applied for that long to Russia. And once again, already the manufacturing side of car business in Russia dead, sales dead, basically dead. Like 10% of sales what it was before, like year before, for example. That this is just a dead market already. And now even insurers can't properly repair cars because now they have to wait like months and months for some parts, and those parts are way more expensive, like 2, 3, 4, up to like 10 times more expensive than it was before the beginning of this war. So yeah, um 20% more expensive though the insurance have become. 20% clients have upped the money that they're insured on. Yeah, up to 30 to 30, yeah, about 30% more expensive parts on average, which means that if on average spare parts are more expensive 30%, then like some things can be like up to 60, 80, 100, 200%, and some could be like similar price or whatever. So even that that market is already experiencing really, really tough times. And China is basically the sole importers of, well, China is exporting cars and Russia is importing them. Supplier, basically, China is basically the last supplier of cars into Russia. And yeah, in the second quarter of 2022, there've been imported 27,000 new foreign cars. 80% is Chinese. 80%. While in the first quarter, it was just 28%. Now it's 81. So it's a giant leap. 3 times, basically. 3 times more. Yeah. And then Korea with just 7%. So it's just like Cherry, Geely, Exceed, these types of brands, and then some Korean brands, which not really specified which one. Yeah, this is just once again insane, really insane, and this is once again something that look, Kremlin basically, Putin and Kremlin didn't think through at all. They just don't understand just how much Russia is dependent on all the rest of the world, because they live in their fucking mansions that cost like billions of dollars. They're so fucking far removed from the reality of living in actual Russia that they don't even understand. They don't even fucking understand this. Yeah. So that's quite something. All right, that's just a big kind of a story about this whole automotive industry in Russia and its absolute collapse. And it's even, this is once again just so we clear. Right now, it's been like a day ago, 6 months of war, of Russian war against Ukraine, just 6 months, and the sanctions were working, like properly working for like what, like 3-4 months maximum. It's not even like Europe hasn't even banned totally like gas and oil. So there's even some money flowing into Russia still. I don't even want to think how it's gonna be when everything stops. When I kind of want to think about it, because maybe then people will realize that Russian government's actually trash and sold them big fucking fat lie, and maybe they will start revolting against those cunts. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah,